Final Fantasy XII, the last of the PS2 Final Fantasies, and I believe the first one that does not have turn-based combat. If you don't count the MMO, that is. This is one that I know relatively little about, though I have done a little bit of a cursory playthrough of the first couple hours, so I kind of have an idea of what's going on, but this is quite a long game. No use of experience. What an interesting concept to have a new game minus. But of course, we're just going to be doing this original style, and also let me make absolutely sure that I have the subtitles turned on. You gotta remember, this comes from an era when subtitles were not really the norm for everything, which is kind of funny because all the cutscenes have some pretty extreme letterboxing around them, which sort of makes it really easy to put in subtitles, but I don't know. Anyway, as always, we're starting out Final Fantasy, so that means one big ol' CG cutscene at the start.
In the name of the Father, and in the presence of these holy relics, I hereby pronounce you man and wife from this time forth. May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity. Far on.
Land and air, our kingdom will stand little.
Nabudis has fallen.
Impossible.
My father? I know not. I am sorry.
If Nabudis has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to halt their advance.
Secure Nalbina with all haste.
I will go.
And I will go at his side.
Altea, stand watch over your life.
That I be considered worthy.
paling still stands.
Shield beyond sight, ne'er failing light.
The paling's fallen.
Then it's over.
For my father. For my father!
Lord Rassler!
Blessings of the Great Father descend, and guide your bodies return to the earth. Great Father, guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Pharaoh.
The death of Lord Rassler Heos Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the kingdom of
Anyway, not enough exposition in that cutscene, so we get the text scroll here. You might notice that this game came out around the same time that the Star Wars prequels were super huge, and I feel like, well, okay, here's the thing. Final Fantasy games always take a lot of inspiration from Star Wars, of course. I mean, Warring Kingdoms and Resistances and everything like that can be found everywhere in the series, as well as usually characters called Biggs and Wedge all over the place. This one feels like it went a little bit heavier. I mean, like, legitimately, it looked like we were looking at the TIE fighters kind of like shooting at each other at one point in that cutscene. And of course, all of the CG civilian dudes around here are very reminiscent of like the prequel series. I don't think we're gonna have to be racing against Sebulba, but
they stood little chance of victory.
I think this is supposed to be describing what just happened in the previous cutscene. I'm not entirely sure, but
Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward,
you know, it's an awful lot of information for starting out the game here.
or as one might rather put it,
I think the simple bit here is Arcadia v. Dalmasca, and they appear to have killed the prince, who I think was that
had
one
no choice
guy.
but to accept these terms. It was.
Well, I'm sure it'll become a lot more obvious a little bit later in the game.
Now been a fortress. Now under Arcadian
Oh, don't worry, this is a big old
occupation,
game.
affix his seal to the
A lot of time to figure this out.
Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city of Rabanasta when the remnants of the Order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them. The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
Well, let's get to Steel and Blood.
Can you hear me?
I'm ready for it.
It's as I feared. They're slowing us down.
Do not say that. Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
Good. Rex.
Hell of a name, by the way.
Cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand? Think you can fight?
I'm fine, sir.
How old are you, Rex?
17, sir.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanastre.
So young. You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight. For my homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
Okay, I hate to tell you this, but we already saw the exposition. I don't think this is gonna turn out too well for these guys.
This rabble.
Godspeed.
But hey, maybe Ondor doesn't know what he's talking about. Who knows? We'll see.
Steady, Rex. Keep your wits about you and you'll make it. We move!
All right, keep your wits about you, but it's like this is one of the most comprehensive tutorials that I've seen maybe in like video games entirely. It does not even allow you to move around right now. You have to move around the camera before you can even start walking. It's kind of silly, especially considering this is, you know, sort of the 12th game in the series. Actually, even more than that. It's like I know how to move around with a controller. Yep, the little smiley emoji. It doesn't quite fit the situation, but I got it. Yep. Okay. You can also see on the mini-map that they're highlighted in green, which makes that pretty easy to figure out who you're supposed to be talking to. The mini-map there actually seems to be pretty useful just overall. Enemies that are important are like outlined in large red dots compared to like less important ones. Cool. Smiley emoji is an interesting choice. All right, with the ability to open up a gate, I don't think that the Imperial forces will stand a chance against us. I mean, I don't really have too much of anything right now. We are in Tutorial Town, after all. Now, this is interesting. Final Fantasy XII has something of an experimental sort of battle system. It's like right now, it's all pretty simple. I mean, you know, just sort of auto-attacking. And not even like dissimilar to how it worked in Final Fantasy 15. However, this one, like later on, it's almost like programmable, which is actually a very like novel way to do a sort of combat system like this. After all, in general, in like a Final Fantasy game, all you got to do is, you know, buff, attack, heal, and sometimes buffing is not really all that necessary. So being able to almost like automate battles is kind of interesting. Can't really say I've gotten too far in the game to really make that. To really, you know, use that to its greatest extent, but still sort of cool. I don't know, it could also just be like super simple regardless. Go run up to Slave 1 apparently and just wait for that attack bar to, well, the action bar to fill up here. Yep. We are fighting a flying vehicle with swords. I mean, far be it from me to tell the pilot of this how to do their job. It's just you can fly, you know.
Receive you, Tomberry. You've leave to retire. Well fought. My thanks, Antlion. Tomberry disengaging.
Yo, I don't think we should have been able to hear that. Were they broadcast? Whatever. Anyway. What do I got for the magics? Thunder? Sure. Whatever, we're in the tutorial. I'm sure we can probably just go with a... Wow. Okay, then. Maybe I should look into getting a shield myself a little bit later on, considering how well it seems to be blocking stuff. Not entirely sure how important... It does seem like this game is largely based around trying to get good positioning for your characters, more than, like, you know, just casting big attacks or something like that. But I played like a little bit of it. I'm not entirely sure how it works. It does seem sort of like if an enemy wants to attack you, they'll attack you, but I guess there are stuff like shields and whatnot to use. It's kind of hard to say.
Osler. Where are you?
What if Captain Ozolus has fallen?
Don't talk such nonsense. Vossler's laughed in the face of death far too many times for him to stop now. Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king. We will take him to safety.
Is His Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty...
Wait. Quickly, Rex.
Quickly, what? There's nothing going on. Anyway. Sometimes it's necessary to escape, and I will be taking full advantage of that throughout the course of the of the playthrough here. I mean, usually what I end up doing is I just kind of, you know, cut out most of the random battles from Final Fantasy games and don't really need to just do this real time right now. Ah, yes, the big conspicuous crystal. I see. Sure. That's pretty nice, though. Being able to not have to worry too much about, like, restoring your health as long as you have a crystal around you. I guess that makes it good for, like, you know... you can see all the other save files that I got here. It makes it good for, like, grinding, but I don't know, man. Kind of see how that goes in the future. After all, I'm going to be planning to do most of that stuff off-screen. So that, you know, you don't have to watch me just kind of... Well, with the way that the battle system works for right now, select attack and just kind of run into enemies until the attack bar fills up.
I'll handle these.
Fight well.
All right. I will fight. I will indeed fight well by using, I guess, all the black magics that I have. Yep. All right, well, it should be easy enough. Actually, no, wait. Attack the one guy who doesn't have any health. There is active and, like, wait time. Default is waiting. And I don't know. It's like with the way this works. Like, yo, what if I do, like, back up from this guy? Yeah? He's probably got, like... Nah. He got into... Yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly how it works with trying to run away from stuff and how effective that actually is, or if it really is just use the shield. I don't know. I mean, with the way that the leveling system works in this game, licenses, it's kind of... Like, you can sort of pick and choose as long as you got the levels, I think. Oh no, it is exactly as it was foretold in the exposition. Well, there's actually less blood here than I would have expected, to be honest.
Your Majesty. Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Damaska to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Captain,
Seize the insurgent.
Hello!
Well, so much for peaceful negotiations.
We'll never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear Captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now. And think, we intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect. But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
We will never bow to you.
And the people of Dalmasca will hate you for it. Take the captain away.
Off you go.
Vaughn.
Pretenses of peace left by the wayside. The
yeah,
Arcadian forces resumed
we're back to this.
toward Rabanasta. Dalmasca's doom had been decided. To make resistance would serve no end. With this foremost in my thoughts, I, to the people of Dalmasca. Sons and daughters of Dalmasca, I bid you lay down your arms. Raise songs of prayer in their stead. Prayer for His Majesty King Raminas, ever merciful, a man devoted wholly to peace. Prayer too for the noble Princess Ash, who, wrought with grief at her kingdom's defeat, has taken her own life.
So, I guess that's that's all the characters that appeared in the first cutscene.
For incitement
All
of
right.
sedition and the assassination of His Royal Majesty King Raminas, has been found guilty of high treason and put to his death. They who at this late hour choose still the sword are cut of the same cloth as the captain. Traitors who would lead Dalmasca to her ruin. Dalmasca's surrender without terms was soon to follow.
Chapter 13, which makes me wonder if there was like a, sort of like how Final Fantasy 15 had an initial cutscene that sort of went through the destruction of the big kingdom at the start of the game. It's like if there was something similar happening there, not entirely sure, but still, that was an awful lot of exposition for me just here with
Vaughn, hurry it up or they'll
Titus
find us.
fighting rats.
I know. Just a little more. You keep an eye out for me up there, Kites. 1, 2, 3 more. All right. Time to clean house.
Yep, okay. Time to clean house. Come on, now, really. Dire rat. I guess you can tell they're dire because they are... Their eyes are glowing? I guess these are some more threatening-looking rats than you usually find in an RPG, but that really makes them too much more difficult. It's an RPG, baby. We're fighting rats. You know how that goes. It's your classic RPG style first quest. You honed your blade on the ranks of the Empire. Now time to fight rats. Yep. Okay, so magics. No, just steel technics, and I don't really think that the rats are going to have a whole lot of valuables on them right now. Yep, just select attack and let the battle system do its work.
You got 'em all yourself?
When I actually get the gambits, it'll be a little bit more.
Who to call when something big comes along.
Well, I guess not interesting, but it'll be more automatic.
That's enough for today.
You can go set it to like just automatically attack any sort of foes that come near me, and leveling up a little bit means that should make it at least somewhat simple to go through at least low-level enemies. I don't know, the idea of Final Fantasy being a programming game is something that I think is pretty cool. We'll see. It could just be almost nothing, though, too. All right, where we start out right with a scene out of Aladdin. And PlayStation 2, so the faces are a little bit there's something.
It's a gift. Leave the poor sod be. We don't want trouble today.
They are something.
Oops, sorry.
I told you, straight out of Aladdin.
What? My pouch! It's gone! The boy! Get out the way!
Something I've noticed is that there are so many lens flares in this game. Like, anytime you look at any sort of light source, there's a lens flare going on. Which this is a video game. You don't have lens flares, and we're not filming this with a camera from the 70s, you know.
What? Hey, that's mine.
What do you mean, yours? You've been stealing again. What happens if they catch you? We need you to be there for us, Vaughn. You're no good to anyone if you're locked away in a dungeon.
Oh, what?
You know, we gotta have you killing a lot more rats. Yo, those things are giant with glowing eyes. We can't have them around here.
Watch out for yourself. Come on, Pinello. You know it as well as I do. Hey, you give that back. What do you think you're doing?
I thought that this money was the people of Dalmasca's property. The Imperials stole it from us, so it's only fair that we take it back. It's our duty as Dalmascans. Well, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, but I never said anything about taking it back from me.
This is for that bread you took the other day. Just because I help Miguelo out every now and then, it doesn't mean that you get to eat for free too, you know.
I know that. You think I like living like this? One of these days, I'll fly an airship of my own.
Oh, that's no problem. We are playing a Final Fantasy game.
Free to go where I will.
That's going to happen. Hopefully sooner than later, but I have my doubts.
Well, be careful. You'll never fly anything if you're rotting in a dungeon.
Haha, what are the chances of that?
Oh, Miguelo had some errands that need doing. He wanted you to drop by his place. It might be a good idea to lend a hand.
Okay, this, when I was first playing the game, really did kind of it was a little bit difficult to get used to. A very large area this entire town is. I guess it's going to be kind of the main hub for the world, if I was going to take any sort of guess, but I do at least mostly know where I'm going. I mean, here, it's just like, yeah. Right down this section and then over to the shop right down here. Fortunately, no fleeing while in town. Not that I think fleeing actually makes you go any faster. It's just more of a party thing, so your party isn't trying to constantly attack everything.
I was waiting.
Penelo said you needed something?
Because although you can kind of automate party members, you don't really have the ability to stop them from attacking when you don't want to attack stuff.
So you want me to find this courier?
Oh, don't worry. 90% of the game, you're going to see me just kind of fleeing from everything.
I'd be sending you to early grave, my boy. No, I've arranged for some replacement goods from Tomage over at the XII.
So you want me to go to the tavern to pick him up?
Actually, I asked Kites to do that. Wouldn't you know he's gone missing on me, too. I can't leave my shop and I've Penelo on another chore at the moment, you see. What I want you to do is run over to the XII and fetch Kites back. What do you say?
Sounds wild.
It's easy work, and you'll thank me for it someday.
Easy, honest work. Come on, Vaughn. Okay, well, anyway, the area I'm trying to get to is just right down here. Just, like, at least they kind of keep you in one area at the very start here. I'm sure that as the game goes on, it's going to just get that much more sprawling to try and find locations. We'll see, because not every location is very large. Looking at you, Fortress. Like, look at this map. Yeah. All right. Tavern. As you can see, wine and beer, the only thing served at taverns. Also, seemingly save crystals being used as lighting fixtures, which I think is actually somewhat clever. Hey, we got these things just littering the
There you are,
landscape. Why not?
Stop loafing around.
Look, Vaughn, look. This is it. This is why Miguelo's courier didn't get here on time.
Creature spotted in the Ester sand. What is that thing?
Ah, Vaughn. Miguelo sent you too, did he? He's a busy man these days, that Miguelo, if I dare say so myself. I don't envy him the work, though. Not a bit. Quite the affair throwing a banquet to welcome the Imperials, eh?
Welcoming? We should be... whatever. Say, Tomage, what's this?
Nah, don't remind me. Got some nastiness out there in the Ester sand. What's stopping our couriers? And that means shortages all around. Thought I'd put up a bill, offer a reward to anyone who can knock that nasty back in its place.
Now that's work. Sounds 10 times better than running errands for Miguelo.
That's right. Vaughn, you should give it a shot.
And you should be getting back to Miguelo. Now, Kites. He was waiting for you.
Oh, right.
Seems like this is one of the major mechanics in the game, trying to take a bunch of, monster hunting work. Because ultimately, yeah, you don't really... I'm not sure how many big dungeons are in this game. The plan is, like, for the most part, trying to go fight individual monsters. Yeah, sure, what do you got? Got to talk to the person who posted the bill. I mean, you'd think that it would be good enough just to kind of go, like, beat up a tomato and bring back a tomato the size of somebody's head full of teeth, but, whatever. All right, great. License. I don't know what to think about this. It's sort of like a big skill grid. Except, I don't know. There's like a lot of... It seems like they want you to choose a class and then kind of go from there. I'm not really sure. East Gate, which is great. I'm already on the east side. Okay. Won't be able to change it for a while, which is frightening, I guess. Like, what's the one that... Once you enter the clan hall, you can change boards there. Okay. Well, what's the one that... the daggers? I'm using a dagger. Let's do this one. Sure. Yes. Give me that Pisces symbol. Ivalis, you know. So you got like the many astrological symbols around here. You know how that goes. So, let me see. Oh man, that is a lot of stuff. And I have no ability to really equip up anything right now, so whatever. I'll get to that later. Once again, there's a lot of stuff, I'm sure, related to the minutia of the mechanics that is probably going to be taken care of mostly off-screen. Don't really want to wait too much for doing this quest. Got to go take care of Tomato Headman, which I think is like a Fortnite character. Or is it a Fortnite character? I don't know. Wait, is this the place that I want to go to? No, Lowtown. What's the east exit? Yeah, despite being on the... Okay, yeah. All right. That means that I just need to go down to the main gates then instead, which are down here. And thankfully the map does not move along with you, which is something that I've seen in many an RPG. I'm glad it does not apply here as well. And then out to the east. I still would like some sort of a run button. First time I was playing the game, I actually had like a glitch happen where everything just started going at double speed. I actually had that happen in Final Fantasy IX as well. You know, that was like an actual mechanic in Chrono Cross. It would be nice if kind of put that in here as well. I think that was also something they threw into like the Final Fantasy X remake as well. But of course that was a turn-based game, so it's like setting it to be extra speed during the battles was something that was a little bit more simple to do than in this one.
The Lord Consul is a great man, and not one to take offense in such trifling matters.
All right, get out of the way, stormtroopers. Let me out of here already.
Right, gates are closed after this.
All right. There's like a pretty generous auto-save here, so I don't really need to be doing a save specifically at every single crystal. We'll do that. We'll want to do that eventually for quite a few things, but right now I think just taking a quick stop to get the heal is going to be more important than anything else. Not that I think those rats really did a number on me or anything. That was a T-Rex. Sure. Why not? All right. I remember this because it's like the easiest thing to do is just to look for the big red dot. That's the one I'm actually trying to find. And in fact, there it is right there. Yep. Same location. Good to know. Hello. Yeah, it's not doing anything for damage. Which is why you wonder why this is a very big threat to... whatever. You know what? I'm getting paid. I'm not going to question it. It has significantly less teeth than the... the picture would have led me to think. Well, anyway. I'll just continue down here instead. Not going to be fighting anything. Not that it really matters. I don't have any gambits set up yet. Eventually. But not yet. Oh no! Almost halfway down in health. There we go. I'll try and get pretty leveled up so that combat doesn't take too long for the most part. We'll see how that goes, though. Because, like, license boards do seem to be a pretty important part of getting more powerful. So that's going to be something to think about when I'm just trying to, like, level as well.
This'll make a nice souvenir. Time to call it a day.
Nice. Pretty flowers. Was able to beat up a big... No, just a flea. I was able to beat up a big tomato. It's like, yeah, no, it was a pretty full day. Also killed some rats. It's like, man... really need that half hour of exposition for this, didn't we? Anyway. There was absolutely no more natural way we could have done that. Anyway. Alright, I suppose I should stop at the, here for the heal, if nothing else. Then, hey, what's all this commotion?
Stand back there. Back! This gate's closed until the ceremony's over, do you hear?
Now what? Huh?
Open the gate! Alright, out the way.
Wait a second. How come you let these chocobos through the gate and not us?
What of it? This here's a pedigreed parader, boy. Cost tens of thousands of gil, this one did. A prettier price than 100 of you provincials would fetch. Keep your distance. We don't want the chocobos sticking a peasant.
What'd you say?
Step aside. Right then, move them in.
Well... that does it.
Ho ho! A fine chocobo you have there. Yes, cedar down stock if I'm not mistaken. Change the soil, change the chocobo, am I right? Yes, different soil means different bouquet too. Take a Dalmascan Barreau's wine, It may lack the flavor and depth of some of your Arcadian wines, but it has a certain strength of character. It's not bad, really, once you get used to it. Care for some, sirs? There's more than enough for all to cool their throats, of course.
You let these carts through and close this gate is ordered. My mail's choked with this sand.
Don't give me a scare like that. You're lucky that ended where it did.
Right. Now's our chance to go through.
The ceremony will be starting soon. I'd best be hurrying.
Okay, well... Fawn, wait! What is it? Fawn!
We will have order. I give you your new consul, His Imperial Highness Lord Vane Solidor, Commandant of the Arcadian Empire's Western on... Your Excellency.
People of Rabanasta, Is it with hatred you look upon your consul? With hatred you look upon the Empire?
Spit on your empire! Strike back to Arcadia!
There was little point in asking. But know this. I harbor no idle hopes of frustrating that hatred. Nor shall I ask your fealty. That is the due of your fallen king, and rightly so. King Ramanas loved his people, strove to bring you peace. His was a rule worthy of your devotion. Even now, he remains among you, protecting you. His ardor for the peace and weal of Dalmasca falters not. I would ask only that you do your king honor. Together let us embrace the peace His Majesty would surely desire. 2 years now divide us from war's bitter end, yet still its shadow looms over all, stifling the infant peace a pall only you may cast off. Achieve but this one thing, and your hatred of me and of the Empire will grieve me not. I will stand fast. I will endure your hatred, suffer your slings and arrows. I will defend Dalmasca. Here I will pay my debt. I swear it now. Though King Ramanas and Lady Ash be gone, they stand ever at the side of their people. In honoring peace, you do honor to their memory and to Dalmasca. What I ask plain. My hopes now rest with you.
Is Rabanasta to your liking, my lord?
It is magnificent. Take this cathedral, for instance. Elegant, yet whimsical in its execution. A stunning example of Galtean architecture. I hope Lord Gramus might one day look upon it himself.
The patron of this evening's banquet, may it please your excellency.
I am Miguel, your highness. It is truly a profound honor to make the acquaintance of our future emperor, highness. The people of Rabanasta join me in welcoming you.
That's enough of highness. Though indeed I am our emperor's son, I am no prince. Arcadia's emperor is freely chosen by her people. I am but an elected official and nothing more.
I meant no disrespect.
Now that I think on it, I would not have you address me as Lord Consul, for that matter.
No?
Henceforth, I am a citizen of Rabanasta. Why don't you call me Vane?
I could not. That would not be right.
You are overly fond of formalities. I've just the remedy for that. Tonight you will join me, and we shall drink until you call me by name.
How can he stand about him like that?
Fawn, you just do not get it, do you? He's not doing it because he wants to.
Lord Vane never did.
You know what would happen if he didn't.
I know, it's just...
So, what would you do different?
I don't know. Well... I'd do something.
Vaughn. Vaughn, you haven't heard a single word I've said, have you? This place has changed so much. It's like it's not even Rabanasta anymore. Like the Empire is swallowing it whole.
Hey, Penel, that fete tonight. You think they'll let us in?
Are you crazy? It's in the palace, and we don't have an invitation if you hadn't noticed.
So, how are we getting in?
As if I'd know. Why not ask Magello to get you in? Or go see old Dallin in Lowtown? Why the sudden interest, Vaughn?
I told you, I'm going to take back what's ours. Give back to Dalmasca. Come on, what do you think? If I find something, and it fetches a good price, how about I buy you all dinner?
Oh, please. You know as well as I do the first thing you'd buy is an airship. All hail Vaughn, sky part of Dalmasca. It's got a nice ring to it. Stay out of trouble.
An airship. I don't know. Maybe. But not through Magello. Time to pay old Dallin a visit.
Yeah, this one took me a little while to figure out because Lowtown is not really the most obvious place to get into. In fact, I think I might be able to just by going over here. But yeah, I should be able to. Is this the one in place? Yeah? No. I don't know. It seemed like it might have been. I could also go back and like turn in the hunt that I did, but for what? Like 300 gil? No, that's not really necessary. Oh, I'm actually like way higher up than I expected. Okay. It's more in the northern section. Oh yeah, the Undercity. Get down into there and then say hello to Dallin. That's his name. Took me a second there. What is this supposed to be? Gambit? Oh, I guess that's like the Gambit shop. Okay, good. Good to know for future usage, I guess. But now, as long as I look at the world map, it should give me an idea of exactly where I need to go, if I'm not wrong. Well, okay, whatever. I know where I... No, wait. Is this... No, I'm trying to look for Lowtown. There we go. Yeah, circle with the big X, which is pretty useful. I don't know of any PlayStation 2 games that would give you like a quest marker in that way. Obviously, it doesn't really appear on like the main map, but hey, it's nice to be able to find out exactly where you need to go anyway. Because as far as I know, I don't think there's any sort of description that would tell you what your next... Is it like maybe in here? Some place that should tell me like what the next thing I was supposed to do is. I swear I saw that at one point in time. But anyway. It was like right here. No. I would know if it was right. No. It's on the other side here. That's right. Here we are.
If it isn't Von Ratsbane. Come for a tip on how to secure something bigger and in armor by the East Gate?
What? You already heard about that?
Wise I may not be, but well informed I am.
They'll get what's coming to them someday, believe me. But that's not why I'm here.
Do tell.
I want to know how to sneak into the palace. They've got to have some great stuff in there. Thought I'd partake.
Not one to mince words, are you, boy? The Empire protects all that's hers, and that means the palace and all the treasures inside.
That's why I'm gonna do it. To take back what's ours.
So, our champion of the sewers aspires to noble action. Admirable. Perhaps I can help you. Ah, now that I think on it, there was a rumor. Yes, a secret passageway into the palace vaults. A door and a magic stone that opens the way.
That's it. This is exactly why I came to talk to you first, Dallin. So, where's this, magic stone?
Oh, I've had it for years, if I can remember where I've tucked it away.
Okay. Another quest to go to one of the other areas, fight some stuff, or, well, not really in my case. But I think I'll probably be leaving that one for next time. Because for the time being, it's just like that is probably going to be a fairly large section, so keep the episodes around an hour-ish, I want to say. But for right now, easiest way to go get a save point would be just right out here. As much as I would like to, do like 5-hour episodes like I was doing for Final Fantasy 15, I do feel like, man, get pretty tired by the end there, and I feel like the commentary really suffers. So let's keep this nice and simple.